Hello, my name is Karl Johnson, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit about pitching in. I want to ask the question, are we leaving things the way we found them? Are we leaving our national parks that are most important the way we should? Are we leaving our children with national parks and wildlife that should be there so they can enjoy them? We want to make sure that we take care of all of our resources and we pitch in and we do our part. So we're going to turn to the slide here that I have shown. This is a wildfire in a national park that was started by people. And there was actually, from 2016 to 2020, there's 88% of the wildfires started in national forest were created by people. And it's kind of a staggering number because a lot of these fires get out of hand from campfires, which are not being posted in the designated areas. They're not actually being burned in the right time of the year. There's dry seasons that come and people don't take that into account. And a lot of these wildfires get out of hand. Also, on the other hand, that was according to the NICC Wildland Fire Summary and Statistics. There's also 55% on average of the acreage that is actually burned is started by lightning. So there is a lot of acreage that's also started by lightning that we lose throughout the year. And there's a lot of wildfires that we have to make sure we take care of. And that is also by the NICC Wildland Fire Summary and Statistics Annual Reports. So generally, we just need to make sure we obey the park rules and those rules are actually there for us to abide by and not to ignore. So we all need to make sure we go by the park rules. Another picture here that I have, these are pine beetles or pine bark beetles, and they spread across the land so fast. So the park rangers, they try to keep up with them, but there's so many different areas that they don't even know they're in before they're there. They do sprays, they do controlled burns to try to monitor things, but these pine bark beetles come in, and there's actually over 65,000 square miles of forest that is covered and damaged by these park beetles, according to the article from Small Pests, Big Problems, The Global Spread of Bark Beetles by Cheryl Katz. So they also spread quickly and they're devastating to our parks and wildlife. Okay, moving forward here, are we leaving footprints in our parks and wildlife areas? Here's shown a picnic area where trash is left all over. It's a shame that people do this and leave their trash. There's an article by Amber Hanna and Justin Morales about don't be trashy. And they want to make sure that people, when they come into the parks, they only bring what's necessary. Don't try to bring too much into the park because it just creates more trash. And while they are doing that, bringing in bottles, plastic bottles and plasticware, a lot of fish and game are damaged by the plastic debris that's in our lakes and streams. A lot of marine life also is damaged from the plastic bottles, and they get caught up and they're ingested by the fish. So they try to monitor and make sure we don't bring too many of those in our parks to get rid of. A lot of people will throw their trash. They're not actually pitching in, but they're pitching out. They're throwing the trash on the ground because these garbage cans are too full. And that's because people bring in too much at one time. And so we need to make sure that we monitor that and not bring as much trash. Okay, Theodore Roosevelt once said, there's no greater issue than that of conservation in this country. And it is so profound that we need to make sure we take care of our parks and wildlife and do what we can to pitch in and do our help. Also, Catherine Hannigan added, we don't own the earth, we are the earth, the caretakers. We take care of it and all things in it. It should be left better than we found it. So I want to conclude that we need to not leave everything up to our park rangers and staff. We need to pitch in and do our part. We need to make sure we're proactive on this and we take care of this and stay on top of it. And thank you very much. And if you have any questions, I would like to answer some of your questions.
I have a question. how do we learn about programs that would help for the preservation of parks and wildlife?
There's a ad, Keep America Beautiful. You can actually go to that website, Keep America Beautiful, and look that up, and you will find areas on there that you can actually look into and find your answers there.
I have a question.
Okay.
Where can I find the rules that you were talking about? How can I get access to that so I know that I'm burning in the right areas and I don't cause any forest fires?
Okay. Well, each park actually has rules listed as you enter the park. There are staff there that you can talk to, and as you enter and check in, all the park rules are there. They actually print them out and they give them to you in handouts. But there's actually a billboard that you can walk up to and has all the park rules listed there. And we do need to make sure we're not ignoring those rules. They're there for a reason, and that is a good question. Does anybody else have a question?
What is the largest number of animal that is affected by the debris and things that are left in the park?
The fish and marine. They're actually affected more with the debris. A lot of the plastic bottles and plastic Tupperware type things to get put into the streams and lakes. The fish ingest those. They also get entangled into them, and it's harmful more on fish than any other species. Thank you very much.
I have one more question that nope.
Okay, go ahead.
How many national parks do we actually have?
There's actually 63 national parks, and that's something that I had learned as well. 63 national parks in the United States that we have and all throughout the world. And it is a very beautiful sight to see them all clean, nice. This is a picture of Yosemite National Park, and they're beautiful to see, and we want to make sure we see those without debris. Thank you.